Well, Paradise Square, a Broadway musical nominated for 10 Tony Awards, the 75th annual Tony Awards, they're coming right up on June 12th. We will give you information about seeing them and being a part of that exciting night. But first, let's get back to Paradise Square and talk personally with one of the nominees. And his name is Sidney DuPont, and he is nominated as, how do I say this? Best actor in a featured role in a musical. Sidney.
You nailed it.
You nailed it. How are you? Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm doing great. I feel like it's Christmas afternoon.
I like that. I like that.
I opened my presents and now I just get to play.
Paradise Square, early 1860s. It's in New York, but we're talking about Black immigrants, Irish immigrants together, and just what their world is like in that time in American history. Your character, Washington Henry, what was it about the character, do you think, that led to this Tony nomination?
You know, I think when we look at our past, so much of our past is not really taught in history books, specifically, you know, as a Black American. You know, and I think that oftentimes, sometimes the best way to move forward is to look back. And I think the reason why this character has, you know, been nominated is because I think when you look at the resilience of who he is, when you look at the joy that he brings within the show, and also the love. I mean, I get to fall in love with my beautiful co-star, Gabrielle McClinton, every night, and falling in love and wrapping her arms around me every night is such joy. And I think everyone feels that they always applaud when we finally see each other and in the play. And I think it's just one of those moments that everyone can take a breath and relish in the moments that are beautiful, without thinking about war and the riot and everything that happened back then. That's also kind of happening right now.
Sidney, and I mean, you're very humble, very nice to say it's the character. It's also you. It's a lot of you. It's all you. The nomination. You've been very open about being deaf in one ear. And so you're singing and you're dancing and you're acting. And how, I know you've been in Beautiful, the musical, before on Broadway, done lots of national touring work, television work, right here on CBS, actually, FBI show. So how does that come into play, inspire you, ground you? I know your parents always are like, you can do anything you want to do, and here you are, you've done it. Can you tell us what it's like, though?
Yeah, you know, it's more difficult than I think I even give myself credit for. I think some days, you know, when you're hearing impaired or any impairment, I think oftentimes you just do it. You know, we wake up in the morning and you're like, you know, it may seem insurmountable at times, but you just get up and you do it. And so there are days where I absolutely feel, especially now with COVID and masks, you know, able to understand people, especially when we're walking outside or even in a theater sometimes. If there's music playing, it can be really difficult sometimes to understand different things like that. And now, publicly talking about my hearing loss, it has changed dramatically the way that I look at my career and also the way in which people have responded to the People magazine article. And they have reached out to me several times and said, I had no idea that somebody else was out there like, you know, college kids who are in musical theater programs all over the country have like came into my DMs and personally sent emails to me and just said how much just me being here is actually inspiring them to go further. I've even had casting directors who are dear friends of mine who also suffer from a cholesteatoma and hearing loss. And they said, I thought I was the only one. You know, here I am on the other side of the table thinking I'm the only one as well. And so I feel so embraced by a community that I didn't even know truly existed until now. So it's been a heck of a journey, for sure.
I mean, between that and I just want to read, you touched on it a little bit, but what you say on your bio page, who am I? I am the conclusion of my ancestors' story, and I am the prologue to my descendants' wildest dreams. And just hearing what you just said about, you know, how you live with this, it's just part of you. you know, and you followed your dreams, but you're very, you know, you recognize where we are in this world. And just by opening up, though, so many times we do hold stuff in so much that just how generous of you to be so helpful, and you've learned already how much it means to others.
Yeah, I mean, it's helped me more, you know. Oftentimes, you know, people say, you know, you preach to people, but oftentimes you're preaching to yourself in the same breath. And actually, you just reading that quote just really made me tear up a little bit, just because I feel there has been so much, there's been so much turmoil happening in the world, and I'm just so glad that theater is being celebrated, and more importantly, that the show like Paradise Square, which is putting a mirror to the audience and saying, hey, we can do better. We can do better, and we can do better than the people who may have made mistakes before, but we are all capable of love, and we are all capable of understanding each other. All we have to do is sit down. All we have to do is sit down and talk, and we can really find some common ground. So I'm really, really excited for people to see this show.
Well, Sidney DuPont, congratulations with your Tony nomination, your first nomination, and for your performance by an actor in a featured role, Washington Henry, Paradise Square. Really psyched for you. Thank you for your time right now. Enjoy these next couple of weeks and have fun. Have fun.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Have a great afternoon.
Oh, thanks a lot. You're welcome.
Yeah. Bye.
You can see the 75th Annual Tony Awards, hosted by Tony nominee and West Side Story Oscar winner Ariana DeBose, on Sunday, June 12th. Coverage begins streaming on Paramount Plus at 7 p.m. The awards ceremony will be on CBS 2 at 8 o'clock.